Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated.
So I don't have another
Nerdcore used to be
clever
just a made-up
song
word.
this week
MC
because I have failed and I've been working a lot. Mr. Kyle has been working a lot. Our next Nerkie, I will have a song again for the one person I think that likes it.
You heard it here first, folks. One person likes it.
One person likes it. No one else. But you know what? I've done it for 50 fucking other episodes. I might as well.
And
It's
here we
my
are.
thing.
It's a thing. We got to do the thing.
We got to do the thing. So, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And you guys can also catch us online on the Twitches playing some video games from time to time, very poorly. Usually on Saturday nights, we play some indie horror games together. Me, Chris here, our buddy Chof. You can find Chris over there. Oh, I did it right that time. On Twitch as Guyver Unit 01, GUYVERUNT 01. And then mine's a lot simpler. It's KSIG, K_SIG. So come hang out. It's a good way for the community to get together and we bullshit and make fun of each other and chat. And it's fun. Good times.
We scream a lot.
We scream a lot. Yeah. Mostly Guyver.
Mostly me.
There.
Mostly me. I fully embrace my screaming.
He's got some lungs on him.
Sometimes we're joined by people, sometimes it's not. It's usually, if nothing else, it's the three of us.
Yeah.
Harry's in when he can.
We get here. And then we get some props.
Yeah, props. Props is fun.
And then just random people from the community sometimes. So yeah, if you guys
love to have you there.
Yeah, come hang out if you want to play with us. Video games. Then
maybe, baby.
Whatever you're into. We're down.
If you want to come play with us other ways, we're cool with that too.
Yeah. We're totally DTF, down to frighten. So
we're down to frighten.
Yeah.
DTF, down to frighten.
I haven't even had caffeine today. So take the good ones you can.
Yeah, you might as well. So today we are on a new Nerkie series. Kyle, what's the new series?
What if?
What the hell was that? What's the new series?
What are we going to be watching today, Chris?
Well, my mom's going to pick us up later at the movie theater.
I'll drop my D20.
We're down TF. Down TF, DTF.
We're totally DTF.
We're down to fright. What's the series, Kyle?
What if we were doing the
what ifs?
What if what? What if this? Or what if that?
What
if
if
that? Or them or those or
this or that?
Them and those and that. Them over there.
And
yeah. I think we're sleep deprived.
I think we are too, but you know what? These are what makes the fun episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing the what if episode. So basically this is multiverse shit.
100%.
And so I think we need all the other things to happen that happen so we can actually do this.
Yep.
The what if series takes place in the Marvel multiverse as a whole. As what if this event happened and totally changed the timeline of everything that we're used to seeing in Marvel, not 616. What's the movie?
The MCU. What's the MC? It's
like 999. No. Whatever the MCU.
Well, the MCU designation is 11584.
11584. So I wonder what the significance of that is. There has to be a significance to it.
I don't know.
But basically, what this does is it takes that universe that we're familiar with from the movies and the TV shows, and probably a little bit of comic stuff, and like changes it. The first episode is really interesting. This basically, what if Steve Rogers was not the first Captain America? What if he was injured? And who would take that role? And who took that role in this episode?
Peggy Carter. Peggy Carter.
Man, really cool
Masterpiece.
episode. And so,
So
these, if you guys haven't watched these yet, they're cool to watch. There's 2 out at the time of this recording. We're going to do this one and the next one and get them both out there for you guys so you can get our glorious thoughts on those.
Mhm. So,
and
a little backstory on the
go
What
ahead.
If series is if you're watching the YouTube, you can kind of fairly see mine. Like it's old comic covers. What if the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? And then the one on the right is what if Jane Foster got the hammer of Thor? Well, they nailed that one. These are old comics.
Yeah. That are now or have now became canon or becoming canon
in comics and movies too.
Yeah, I was just saying in the movies, both of these things, one's happened, one's happening.
Right. And it was the Watcher. The Watcher is one of the celestial beings, you know, because Phase 4 is multiverse, celestial, celestial. And he's part of, what's his name? Utu. I forget what our Watcher's name is. But their job is to watch events unfold. They actually showed the Watchers in, I want to say it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2, maybe. That's where with Stan Lee was.
Oh, were they on a moon? Or
they were like on a moon. And
yeah,
like our Watcher is on the moon and they stand there and they watch. That's what they do. They're forbidden to interfere. I don't know by who. But
bunch of perverts.
They're perverts. They're preverts.
All
these huge
preverts.
heads that you traditionally wear, like almost like a toga like thing. And in the old comics, the Watcher used to, in these multiverses, he'd say, you know, what would happen on this, because he can see every timeline unfold at the same time. Like, so these guys are strong. If they ever got involved, which he has in the comics, they could tip the balance of stuff, but he can watch every event unfold. I think a couple comics he actually did get involved, and that's what caused some of the what ifs. But this is like, you know, what if Chris could grow a real man's beard? Or
he would be on this side of the screen.
He would be on that side of the screen. Or what if Chof was a full man? Not we're making fun of anyone, but I'm just saying, you know.
But you know, what if Chof?
Yeah, what if Chof? So with that, there's not going to be a hell of a lot for us to backstory, because this is, like I was saying, this is multiverse. This fits perfectly in with Phase 4.
Yeah. I think they did. You think they did this as a primer to get people ready for what
I do.
For the whole multiverse madness and everything. Like, this is what it's going to be like. This is the type of storytelling to expect. This is the type of reaches and jumps that we're going to make. So now you're ready, because if you've primed yourself with these cool episodes, and they are cool.
Yeah.
And they're awesome because they're standalone stuff. I love standalone stuff. Well, I guess not really standalone, because you have to know the movies, because that's what they're pulling from.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's not a series. I mean, I'm going to assume there's not a specific order that you watch any of these in once they're out. I don't see why there would be. So you can pick it up whenever. You don't have to pick it up from episode 1. You can just pick and choose. And what we're going to do is break each episode down individually and kind of go through it.
So I did enjoy, I will tell you, so this is the first, but I enjoyed 2 a hell of a lot more than 1. 1 wasn't bad.
1 wasn't bad.
I really liked 2 a lot better.
I had a couple of issues with 1, and I think it's hard to have issues with any of these because the nature of the show. It's like it's a what if. You know, this is what could happen.
Right.
So it's hard to have an issue with it, but there's a couple of things I was like, come on. But it is what it is.
With that, let's start.
Let's kick it off.
So you start off and then you see this. You're not sure what it is in the background. It looks like almost like a star exploding. But you can hear someone in a voiceover, follow me and ponder the questions.
Who's voicing the Watcher?
Well, I'm doing this once you look that up. I don't know. But we know it's the Watcher's eye in the back, and it says, what if? Written by A.C. Bradley, which I think A.C. Bradley did a good job. just going into the possibilities of the multiverse. And the first, I'm on the gun and say, I really like this animation style. It's like cell drawn CGI almost.
It's Jeffrey Wright is the voice of the Watcher.
Where do we know him from?
So Jeffrey Wright, I recognize his face. I'm trying to think of what I've seen him in, though. He was in the Hunger Games series. He was one of the who was he in the Hunger Games series? BT. He was one of the participants that figured out how to like break out of the shield.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't remember.
He was in Shaft, Manchurian Candidate. You see him, you'll recognize him instantly.
Oh, he's one of those. It's one of those. I know his face, but I don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah, it took me just a second. Like I knew him from somewhere, and he does a lot of voiceover stuff. Looks like he does Batman stuff, like a lot of Batman stuff. Voices James Gordon in the new The Batman that's coming out, or he plays James Gordon.
Oh, okay. In the new Robert Pattinson Batman.
Yeah. Oh, he was in Westworld. Also,
who was he in Westworld?
Bernard.
Which one was Bernard?
One of the scientists. He does that a lot.
Oh, he's one of the bit characters.
No, he's like a pretty main character in there.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like he plays bit characters, or like he plays main characters.
That's kind of what it's looking like a little bit. And he does a lot of voiceover work. He's video games like Last of Us Part 2. He's done some other voice works. That's pretty. He's in BoJack, Venture Brothers.
Who is he in Venture Brothers?
Think Tank.
I don't remember that.
Think Tank, Dr. Nadaba.
I could have rewatched Venture Brothers. That's another one we need to talk about, but as a whole, because there's 7 seasons of it. But
yeah,
I'm pissed they just ended it.
Oh, he was in Young Indiana Jones. That was one of my favorite shows.
I loved that one.
Yeah, that was such a cool show.
If this is your first time listening to, we do this a lot.
Oh, down the rabbit hole. Yep.
Yeah.
We're like, what if?
And we're like 30 seconds into the show.
Mm-hmm.
We suck.
We slightly get distracted.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. So we see Nazis. We see Germany covering the map in black. This is the Nazi army marches. Or hold on, you can do the Nazi army marches across Europe, leaving death and destruction.
By war bonds.
By war bonds. There's the Red Skull. You see him. Then all of a sudden, the Allied armies band together to create a new kind of soldier. You go, Steve. Steve is laying down in there, and what if the skinny kid from Brooklyn became Captain America after turning the tide of World War II? They're just going through basically Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
And then he says, but in another universe, a single choice created a whole new hero. In another universe.
Mm-hmm. I like the animation style of this.
I really, really do like the animation style. Like
only thing that the mouse are a little out of sync occasionally with the audio. Have you noticed that? I noticed that really bad in the last one.
So, yeah, I did notice that one.
That bugged me. That's a technical bugging.
But all in all, they're enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm not trying to dissuade you guys from watching these because they're freaking awesome. I'm just, occasionally we have issues or we think that just.
And that's what fan voice do. They pick shit apart.
And I'm gonna. And I will.
So, and he will. So Peggy's talking to Steve and, they're just discussing the state of events for World War II. And then we see the doctor that turned Steve into Captain America. You remember what his name was?
Mm-mm. Do you?
Nope. That's why I was asking
okay,
you.
I thought you were quizzing me. You'd be like, I know what it is, but it was more like, I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is?
Oh, I'm sure B-Rob's going to drag us over the coals for this one.
Yes. We should have him on for one of these.
Well, I would love to. It's just, this was kind of a last minute one.
Yeah,
well,
we'll get him for
minute,
one of them.
People actually have lives.
I
It was. Oh, I can't pronounce his last name. Dr. Abraham.
Hmm.
Erskine.
Dr. A.
Dr. A. Dr. Abraham.
So
And then he asked, go ahead.
oh yeah, it's like asking Agent Carter should be more comfortable up in the booth. So this is leading up to the event that created the new universe. That's why I said this is the moment that created the new universe. In this version, instead of leaving the room, Peggy decided to stay.
Because she's a fiercely independent woman.
Mm-hmm. And
So
go ahead. No, you go.
I was just going to say, so right now we're still perfectly mirroring Captain America, the first Avenger, minus that Peggy's not up in the gallery. She's on the floor.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And so, I mean, they're just kind of explaining, just like in the original, what's going to happen. Roger's going to be saturated with Vita rays, and Peggy notices the trigger for the bomb about to go off. Bomb goes off. We saw the guy pull the lighter out. The explosion
just like in
happened,
Captain America.
just like in Captain America. Steve hops out to be the hero because that's Steve, and he gets shot. Peggy does her awesome Peggy thing and guns down the nearly would-be assailant. She's talking to Steve, telling focus on me, this and that. Well, they're saying the project's almost ruined unless they don't do it now. And you can see Agent Carter like looking at Steve, looking at the tube, and she's contemplating of taking his place. She tells Stark to get it ready, drops the tube in, strips the jacket, hops in the tube. And so this is the big change.
This is the huge change.
Huge change.
Huge change.
So Howard just, sends it, pulls the lever, and we see Peggy being taken into the contraption. I can't even think of what you would call it, but the thing.
I don't know if it actually had a name.
The super tube.
Yeah.
That's where superheroes are made. It's a super tube. Kind of looks like one of the imposters from Among Us. He's got like the little hit. Anyway,
it does.
Very sus.
Did you ever watch Super Jail on Adult Swim?
I remember it being on, but I never watched it.
So they have all of it on HBO Max now.
Okay.
And it is the most deliciously messed up show out there. Like one of them. And like David Wayne's one of the writers. He's from not Kids in the Hall, The State. MTV's The State.
Okay.
And in it, he has this thing called Jailbot, and this thing looks like Jailbot to me. It's like an old looking computer, basically robot. This thing looks like Jailbot. That's the first thing I thought of.
Oh, okay. So I never watched it.
If you all haven't watched it, make sure no kids are around.
I'm like, hey, kids, we're all gonna watch this.
Well, you could, but then when we'll discuss that later. So the chamber opens and Peggy is gigantic. She's like Wonder Woman size at this point.
Yeah.
She towers above.
She got taller. She got broader. She's got some guns on her now.
Look at that.
It's like, and she knows. You see when she stands up, she's like, she throws her shoulders back. It's like,
what? If you notice, that's
you guys see
almost
the weight room
same
around here? Over there? Over there, right?
They're about to arrest me for what? For carrying 2 guns and a 6-pack.
Oh.
But if you notice, that's almost the same pose that Steve had when he came out.
Yeah. And I think I noticed that in a lot of in these episodes, though, I guess the 2 that we've watched, the timelines vary, but there's still a lot of similarities and callbacks and things. It's just like a different person. And then
it's
with
really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And little Steve's still on the ground. He's like, take me. Carry me.
The meme about your executive wife and you showing her the Lego set.
Yeah.
That you want to buy. It comes into play here.
100% it does. And then you got, what was he? Was he a general?
Sure.
Whatever he was, the general.
The
He's a
military
dick.
feller.
Yeah, he's the same guy that kept Steve as just, we need you. Sell war bonds, Steve. Good job. That it's the same guy. And he's like, this is an absolute failure. We have a woman doing this. I was promised an army.
She's a lady.
Yeah, she's a lady, fella. Instead of girl, she's like, and okay, what's cool about this series is too, they have
Agent lady.
That's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 callback.
No, actually, this one would be Agent, Captain,
Agent.
Shit. Damn it. Lady, Captain, Lady.
You fucked that up.
I did. It was going to be so good. I'm glad that they didn't go with that though. It's like, oh, it's not Captain America now. It's Captain Lady
or lady, Captain
Lady. Yeah. They go with just Captain Carter, I think. So yeah. It's so cool.
So another thing we forgot to say is they've got most of the original voices back for this. I'm talking not voices, but the actors. So this is actually Haley Atwell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Toby's in here, the guy who plays Aram Zola. I think that's him.
Yeah,
or
he is.
Dobby the house elf. Is I'm forever gonna know him.
Dobby needs a sock.
Yeah, forever I'm gonna know him as that. Dobby needs a sock.
Why is that so funny though? I can't.
Because we're tired and we're funny. And this guy, I'm trying to keep it together. So the a-hole.
General Dick here.
General Dick is just all over Agent Carter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you ruined it. Why did you go in there? Why did you ruin all my good stuff?
You and your lady parts.
Boys only.
Yeah. No Homers Club.
No Homers.
That
was a good one. And she's like, why am I being used as a lab rat? It's like, well, your blood might give us something. We might have super soldiers someday. And she yells at him. She's like, I am you have a super soldier right here. And he's like,
I'm right here. I'm
right
in the room
here
with you. I'm standing right here, Dick.
Dick. And he's like, women aren't soldiers. Mm-hmm. They sure as hell don't fight on the front lines, which in this time period, they didn't.
They didn't. But I was just like halfway expecting, like, you need to be making sandwiches and babies. Some shit
in
like
the kitchen.
That.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah. And then she starts working over that body bag. You cut scenes and she's training.
Yeah.
Very similar to how Steve did. Extremely similar.
Except she's pissed and just knocks the hell out of it and it's gone.
And you got old Wheezy Steve off to the side.
And then she picks up those 45-pound weights and just picks it up like a shield, does a very Captain America shield back turn and launches it into the wall. And you can see it all over there.
Yeah, like 30 of them. I thought he was on like a walker, but I guess he was when I first saw the scene, but he's on
that's a rehab thing for walking.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Poor
little
Steve.
Yeah. If he was a rapper, his name would be Steve Wheezy. Little Steve Wheezy.
Little Steve Wheezy. I could do this all 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, but his heart grew in size 5 times that day.
That's it. Did it? Because he still needs a cane.
He's still a little fella.
And by all means, we're not making fun of people with disabilities. We're making fun of Steve.
We're making fun of Steve Rogers in particular.
Particularly.
Yeah.
So.
Because he doesn't have his superpowers.
He doesn't have anything.
You got nothing, Steve.
You got nothing.
Ah, shit.
Well, and then they have then they have the whole conversation about the dance.
Yeah. I like how that kept coming back up.
I did too. And they kept that. And then he said, "Don't worry about me. I was never much of a dancer anyway."
Or a fighter.
And she looked at him and said, "Maybe you haven't found the right partner."
Steve the bullet sponge.
But Steve also
But that was like
Peggy Kryptonite.
Yeah, look at her.
Steve, you're yummy.
Yeah, she's gonna break him.
So she's literally gonna break him.
Yeah. Hang on, Steve. Take your multivitamin because shit's about to get real.
Your multiverse multivitamin.
Oh,
who
multiversamins.
Who wants some of my eye holes? Who wants some of my eye holes?
Oh, son of a bitch. I still like though that they kept like he's still Steve. Like in that opening scene when he went to fight, like not that was his grenade scene all over again. Like
Steve is Steve.
No second thought about it. Like he's got all the gumption.
That's all the gumption. So and I really like how it shows that Peggy liked Steve for Steve, not for being a super soldier.
Yep.
She honestly likes Steve, even if he was this like 90-pound weakling. Gives the rest of us fellas hope.
Yeah. That's 240-pound weaklings.
Yeah. So they're looking.
They're looking in the eyes.
In the eyes. I'm sure Steve wasn't looking her in the eyes at that point.
Well, he couldn't. He only came up to her. But let's be honest. He came up to her boobs. He was right at boob level.
Which, that's not a bad place to be. We see Red Skull's car coming up with the Hydra symbol on it.
So it's mirroring when they went to get the Tesseract. Well, so that stayed in. I like how Howard Stark's mustache is on point.
It really is. You should do that.
I would have to get rid of everything else. And I don't want to do that.
No. Don't do that. Just dye. Like super black.
Who would be your co-host? Oh, dye my beard.
No,
that's fucking harsh.
No, not dye.
Would you just die already?
Who would be? I know. No. I know. The minute this fucking post, Chope's gonna be like, "I would be your co-host."
Now
he did message me saying, he did text me saying, "I'll be standing Kasich while he's gone." I'm like, but the problem is Kyle does all the editing.
It's true. I'm vital. I made myself important that way.
Chope, we could just call it Chris and Adam raw. Rubbed raw.
Man, I can't think you're already thinking about offing me.
No, not at all. Like, not today.
I mean, whack a guy, off a guy, whack off a guy. What are we doing?
What are you gonna do? Whack off a guy, whack off a guy? Such a great
scene.
Was
that on?
That's Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
That was when Peter was talking to Big Fat Polly.
Yep.
Off a guy, whack a guy. So, and you see the new where are they?
They're in the treasure room. No, they're in it's Norway, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Back in the movie, we see Red Skull pull up and they're talking. They're looking for the Tesseract.
So this mirrors like exactly. I think I don't think there's any variance here. That's something I was trying to catch to these is what varied and what stayed the same.
And for the most part, it's the same.
For the most part, it's the same. There's some pretty big variant besides just Captain Carter. There's a few other things that happened in this one that, okay, I'll say when we get to them, I'll cover them. And they bothered me at first and I got good with them.
Well, then you see them grabbing the Tesseract. And we're back in the war room. And
so I'm guessing that had already happened at the point they're in the war room. That's what they're talking about, is trying to intercept it.
Right. I think that's happening same point in time. And they're talking about how, let's see, there's 30 men who have been captured by Hydra. And remember, because Steve was talking to Peggy about how he wanted to go find his friend Bucky was captured.
Has that already happened?
I think that's what he was talking to her about on the when he was on the parallel bars?
No, he was saying that Bucky was about to be deployed.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, and here they're saying that they're talking about intercepting Hydra and the Tesseract, and they're saying, we need 30 men max.
Multiverse and time travel hurt my head.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
So
it really does.
Right, Kyle's got us back on track.
Yep.
And drink some Red Bull.
I don't have any.
Get a Red Bull suppository. It lasts longer. Hit you harder.
Gives you wings and diarrhea. Handy to have one if you're gonna have the other. Well, more handy to have the wings.
You sit on the pot and you literally lift off. Lift off.
Yeah.
So, and that's another story about bidets I got later. Kyle saw it when I posted about it last weekend.
That was shitty.
It was. You're telling me. Horny too.
Oh.
Oh.
So yeah, they're going to intercept the Tesseract.
And now that we're done with Red Bull wings.
Yep.
Basically, Agent Carter and Howard Stark want to go rushing in there to stop them. Hydra.
Yeah.
And General Dick's like, no, I don't think so. Then we see Peggy and they're drinking a whiskey. And she's in the bar drinking a whiskey on the rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does.
As she does. And then Howard just comes swooping in. That was the smoothest thing ever, too. Did you see Howard just swoop in?
Yeah. Howard's smooth as fuck. Like he's got it.
So that could be another what if. What if Howard on this timeline got with Peggy?
That would have been cool. And that's kind of this right here. I thought that was what may transpire.
And
I don't think they'll go back and retouch this time period in the thing, but that would have been a cool one.
Well, and that would mean Tony never existed.
True.
So, yeah, I don't know. It would have been interesting. And he's just basically hitting on her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought you Brits were resilient, and I like how he brags on himself. Like, Flynn's moron, I'm a genius.
And he gives her a little box, and he looked at it, and she's like, "What is this?" And I love this part. I do love this part. And I looked at it, I go, "That's a Union Jack."
Mm-hmm.
She opens the box.
She's British.
Okay, we'll go on this once we see the uniform because I got confused.
Okay.
And it's like, what is this? It's supposed to be for your USO. Let's go sell some War Bonds costume. But I made a few upgrades. So instead of Steve doing all these War Bonds like he did, I actually think Steve had it worse. He was the cover boy. He was the pretty cover boy. Well, I don't know. Peggy had it pretty shitty too. She wasn't allowed to do anything but be a test rat.
Yeah.
So maybe Peggy did have a Carter. But he told her, your covert, or she told him, your covert skills need some work. And he said, this is going to be awkward. He gave her
Where the hell did he pull that shield from? Because he just walked.
I don't know.
It's like, ta-da!
Because he slid in there. Where did he get the box from? And the shield?
I don't know. Plot holes, Disney.
Plot holes?
We got plot holes in your hypothetical, multiversal situational show here.
Just, if you listen to our last Nerkie over the last episode of Bad Batch, we picked apart a plot hole and called it something else.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there was a lot.
There was a lot. You just got to write it out.
The photons.
Suspend.
Which is what I think I'm going to call the last episode.
I think you should. We'll see if that gets filtered out.
It probably will. So we see Nazis riding up to this palace, and then there's Arnim Zolo.
What?
Zolo. And we see a shield or something hit. Yeah, it's a shield.
She threw that a long ways.
Hell of a long way. Okay, and then she's wearing the costume, and I go, oh, that's awesome. Like, the shield is Union Jack. Her uniform is Union Jack. So because there's no Steve to represent America.
Right.
Here's where I got all excited and all fanboyed and didn't even realize this because I'm stupid. I'm like, oh, maybe there is a comic character named Union Jack. And I'm like, oh, they pulled Union Jack out, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, the missus looks at me and she goes, because she's British. That's the British flag. I go, that's exactly what it is.
That's what I was getting there.
I was getting, but you didn't let me. Why must you
finish and you had to
pee
interrupt.
on everything I love? Why must you shit on my rainbow, my unicorn rainbow?
Shat all over my rainbow.
So yeah, I didn't get that at first. I was just all fanboyed out. But she did throw it a really long. I think she embraced the whole Captain America persona a lot quicker than Steve did.
Yeah. She's like, all right, let's go.
Even though Steve's the embodiment,
yeah,
she's more the asker because she was an agent first.
Yeah, she already had some skills to build off of.
Yeah. Agent Carter could take care of herself.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's Captain Carter.
And she's taking care of business.
No new stuff. She barrels down and just, that's classic Captain America too. Just barreling through with the shield down.
Yeah.
But I've never seen Steve do this move. I can't remember in the comics if he ever has or not. You guys, you know, B-Rob, tell us. Justin, tell us.
Okay, you guys, but B-Rob, Justin, anybody.
B-Rob, anyone.
But definitely.
But we know
B-Rob.
those two will definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. But she lifts the whole truck over her head. Barrels into it, lifts it up.
Like a badass.
Like a bidet.
No, like a badass, not a butt washer. Anyway, she
Captain
continues.
Butt Washer.
Captain Butt Washer. She continues to kick ass.
Worst hero ever.
Mm-hmm. Like she's taking out now. She's got 3 motorcycles, 2 bigger vehicles. She's excited at her ass kicking ability. She said, "Are you seeing this?" Who's she talking to? I guess maybe Howard.
Probably Howard.
Yeah. And like she's like, I'm usually a bit more covert, and then she's like, screw it, and just continues to like work him over that shield.
It's not even a light workout either.
Mm-mm.
And then, of course, here comes Zach Morris to save the day. You know, he's like your typical German, blue-eyed, blonde hair, big old dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm gonna fight you. Here, let's do fisticuffs. And then she punches him in the knee.
Hold on.
And he goes,
Go back. So right here, like when she punches him in the knee,
mm-hmm.
I'll tell you my thought. Hold on. Hits here.
Because she breaks it.
Yeah. Hits him there. At this point, I was like, man, Frozen got really weird.
Leave it here for a second. This will be our cover. Frozen got weird.
At one time, Frozen got weird.
Elsa looks different.
But it is kind of that. There's some Disney influence in this animation.
Well, I
Like,
hope so,
right
because
here.
this is Disney.
Well, it's Disney, but you know what I mean? Like that Disney
Yeah, I know
stuff.
what you mean.
Whatever, I'm just going to play it.
And then she punches him in the nuts.
Yeah. Right in the gonads.
But like, I don't know. It's like
The scene when she jumps in the back of the convoy with him and he's clutching the little box. Like it looks like she's coming to threaten to like take his lunch money and his lunchbox.
which would explain why he is so terrified. He's like, this has happened before. No. I'm back in school. No, do not take. No, don't take my crowd.
Kindergarten.
Don't take my crowd. It's so stinky.
My crowds. Don't take my crowds. Und my bratwurst.
My brats. Don't take my brats.
Brats and krauts.
Brats and krauts. Mmm, yummy.
That actually sounds really good right now.
Actually, maybe that's what we should have later.
That sounds delicious.
Next time you come down, we'll have some.
Brats and
Krauts and
krauts.
brats,
You're
yep.
determined to get me to use that damn bidet of yours. Like you're
I
throwing
really
everything.
am.
All right, we're gonna get you some fermented cabbage and some,
You need
German
to eat it the night
sausage.
before. It makes you poo.
It will. Apparently, I have a nervous butthole when I get to your house and I can't poop.
It's because I want you to do it. I'm like,
Oh,
go
I
ahead and poop.
Do it. Do it. It's like when you take your dog out to walk. Hey, go poop. It's like,
And then they look at you. Yeah, they do that.
go poop. No, not going to.
So Peggy's back and throws the Tesseract down on the desk in front of General Dick.
Domino, motherfucker.
Dominoes. She goes, if we're gonna win, it won't be me stuck behind a desk.
One, they'd have to have a bigger desk. She's pretty
Much
buff
bigger
now.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, is this nuclear? I started cracking up at that part. And I did like this part. He goes, you're not qualified. He's like, you're an agent. She goes, well, promote me. Captain has a nice ring to it. I trust you know what to do with that. And then there's Howard just like, I don't know what Howard's doing with his hands in his pants. He was looking at her butt, though.
I was going to leave it, but
he was looking at her butt.
Yeah.
He's like, girl, you muscular.
Yeah, Peggy got thick.
Yeah, she did. She got thick.
Mm-hmm. Good for Steve.
Yeah. And then good for Steve. And then Howard goes, oh, I know exactly what to do with this. And then you see Steve with his little pimp cane.
Yep.
And Howard's,
what you got, Howard?
what you got, Howard?
Just have my armor.
And then you see this giant thing under a tarp and Howard's, welding.
Mm-hmm.
And Steven's being a dick. Instead of helping him, he's standing back there watching him.
Yeah, just leaning.
He's like, ready to join the effort, Steve?
Like
and Steve just smiles.
You got time to lean, you got time to clean. Get after it.
Get. Come on, Captain Clean.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll make you. Oh, wait. Let's see if you get this reference. We'll make you a prince. The prince of the bog of eternal stench.
Shit.
You know this.
I know this.
I just told you I got the Blu-ray this week, the 35th anniversary.
Was it Labyrinth?
Yeah, it's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
With Hoggle.
Hmm.
Okay. I did really, really, really like this part too. And Steve's talking to Peggy, and he's in his little uniform. Doesn't he look cute?
Yeah.
His pocket size.
Picked up his uniform at Baby Gap.
Steve like Wingy. Peggy is huge. I mean, look at the comparison though.
Yeah.
And, okay, when we're talking huge, we're not body shaming, we're not fat shaming, we're not muscle shaming or anything.
Huge.
It's like when Steve became Captain America. It's that kind of transformation.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Put that as your profile picture.
Peggy Carter, Peggy Carter, Peggy Carter. Oh shit, Peggy Carter. I hope you got that one.
I did.
That should have been your song.
Yeah.
That should have been the damn song.
Oh, Peggy Carter.
Ooh, shit, Peggy Carter.
Oh, shit, Peggy Carter.
To be super. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, you write one and then give it to me next
That's
time.
too late now. The moment's passed. I can't.
The moment has passed. Damn it. But they're talking about how Bucky's unit is now 50 kilometers behind the front line. They're strategizing. Mm-hmm. Okay, we said that we're not going to go long on this one. We're going long because it's mostly rabbit holing.
Yeah, but we're almost halfway through it.
Yeah. And
a third
Steve
of the way
says,
through it.
I can't ask you to go. And she goes, you're not asking. He's your friend. The best one I got. She goes, even better. To take down Hydra, we'll need all the friends we can get. And then he grabs her hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I owe you one. And she looks, she goes, you owe me more than that.
Owe me that dick.
Yeah, with that dick. And she goes, you owe me a dance.
Ah, wrong D.
And that, yeah. And you think he's like, here, feel this. And she's like, what am I feeling?
The dance.
And he goes, never mind. I put the Tesseract in my pocket, but it must be gone.
She's talking about Bucky being, she's like, we need all the friends we can get now. Dance. I mean, right here, they could have danced if they wanted to. They could have left his friends behind.
But sometimes if your friends don't dance,
if they don't dance, yeah, they're They're really no
Well,
friends of
they're
mine.
really no friends of mine.
Damn it, I thought that one was better than that.
Well, but you can go where you want to.
Go behind enemy lines.
And Steve won't dance, and if he won't dance,
And he'll stay there with Fraulein. That's what the guy, the German guy called her, Fraulein. Anyway.
all I know. Oh, but where's the little guy dancing around in the? That would be Steve.
Around the maypole?
Yes, in the little jester costume.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You remember the video?
Yeah, I remember the video.
Yeah,
That should
that'd
be
Steve.
your Photoshop cover is that with Steve's head, Steve's cartoon head on the little guy dancing around the
We could do that. Remind me, and I'll do that.
Okay, I'll probably forget. But yeah.
And I'll put our bodies in the background or our faces. And sing. That's one of my favorite songs. It really is. She's like, you owe me a dance. It's the vertical cha-cha. It's the horizontal cha-cha.
I love that she still loves him. Like
I do too.
Like what you said, this is regardless. She didn't love him because he was Captain America. She loves Steve Rogers. And she squeezes his tiny little hand.
His teeny tiny little hand. Itty bitty living space.
Itty bitty living space.
And I really love this part because this isn't something we've seen in the movies from Steve. Something like this. After this, I'm going to reserve judgment till later on this in this episode. But so you see this Hydra guy on this motorcycle, and Peggy just runs like it's nothing. She's like, on your left. She goes, this is nice. Mind if I have a go? She just bitch slaps him.
Yeah.
Backhands him.
Poor guy. He was probably like hidden to pick up some sauerkraut. And bratwurst. So like they sent him off base. Like, hey, we need some groceries. Like, fine. So then Hans is just riding off, and then whack.
And yeah, I mean, Hans just looked depressed, and he's like, gotta make the kraut. Gotta make the kraut. I made the kraut. And he was just having a bad day.
And
that made it worse.
Yeah.
He's
Peggy
like,
knocked the shit out of him.
She did. And she's like, and he goes, and a hot girl just hit me.
My day's terrible.
My day's terrible.
Didn't even get her phone number.
That's what she should do. Instead of like pink on her butt, it should have her phone number, and they can call it, and it goes to like voicemail. She just fucks with him. And so, Peggy vertically lifts while she's driving that motorcycle up in the air.
Is that how physics works?
Apparently.
Okay.
And then how high up do you think she kicked that motorcycle?
75 feet.
75 feet easy.
Easy.
And then, okay, who we see in the cells?
Oh, we got the, what are they called? The
Howling Commandos.
Howling Commandos, yeah.
And then there's Dum Dum Dugan at the front.
Wish they would have made
his name.
His mustache a little. I know, but it's still funny to hear it.
Dum Dum. Well, I love his little bowler's cap too.
Yeah, I wish they made his mustache a little bit more mustachy. A little bit more. It looks wasn't it further down in the? Was it more?
Yeah, I think it was. It looks like Pippi Longstocking's hair,
but on his face.
On his face,
he's got pigtails under his nose.
It's my beard's equivalent to Kyle's.
He's got a sweet mustache though.
Looks terrible. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. What? Dick.
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying compared to yours. But now that you bring it up, but still, he has a sweet mustache.
What? Okay. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you folded in.
He's not wrong.
That's
okay.
Cool.
And they go, since when did dames fight like that? And then these Germans, this Hydra come around, and Peggy just beats the shit out of all of them. And he goes, since today, understood. He goes, are you the 107th? I'm looking for Sergeant Barnes. And there's Bucky. He goes, who are you supposed to be? The Queen of England? She rips the whole door off the cage, their doggy crate, the Howling Commando crate.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that. Yep.
Yep. And here's where it's different already. How is this different, Kyle?
Oh, how is this different?
You know, I mean, just look at the scene right there. You can tell just right from the get-go who's the guy in the middle.
Oh, Bucky's back.
Yeah, but how is that different?
Was it different that he's in the middle?
Yes. You don't remember, do you?
I don't remember.
He was being experimented on this time. He wasn't with the rest of them. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. 'cause that's what they
Zola
went
was
to rescue him.
experimenting on him. Yeah, that's how he became the Winter Soldier.
Oh, I wonder if it's because she messed him up in the truck earlier when she got the Tesseract, and then he's just not able to experiment on him.
Oh, that would make sense because they used the Tesseract.
Oh, yeah, because they did get the Tesseract back. Okay.
Oh!
Now we connected the dots.
Did you all see the bird? It's like when Homer's thinking, you see the
We're
bird
just
drinking
supposed
the
to-
water. Oh.
I didn't even
Both of
think
us
about that
collective-
when
I didn't
watched
either.
this.
My point was just Bucky.
Mhm.
And she goes, Steve Rogers sent me. The name's Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
And then she comes out, and then there's the commandos with Bucky as her right-hand man.
Mhm.
You know, she's shooting. Out comes the tanks, the German tanks. And she blocks the damn bullet from the tank with the shield.
Yeah, because she's badass.
She does badass. And they go, Rogers inbound. And Bucky goes, Steve? Rogers? Steve?
And here comes the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Hoggle. Or what was it? Hogarth, friend.
Mhm.
Iron Giant was such a great movie. We see an Iron Man like armor appearing, and we heard Steve, you know, incoming. So now we know what Howard was making.
Yeah.
Howard made the first Iron Man armor.
Was he able to make this because he had the Tesseract?
Yeah, because that's how he said he was putting it to use.
Okay.
That's what's powering it.
Okay. And see, this is the part that bugged me a little bit at first. Then I got over it and I got okay with it because I felt like this whole episode was like Peggy, being a badass. Like Steve's going to be on the sidelines and we're going to be all, well, he gets brought back in as a hero type character still.
Right.
And I was like, is that taking focus away from her? Feels like it kind of is a little bit, but it all makes sense later and it all works out really good. Just because, like what you said, we get that. Steve still gets to contribute.
And he's in the first Iron Man armor, which is awesome.
Mhm.
C-15 is the designation, and it looks like the original Iron Man armor that Tony created.
Yeah.
And it's got the Tesseract laser blast. Lasers. And then she goes, Steve? And she's like, Stark made me some new dancing shoes. What do you think? She's like, oh, Steve.
Oh, Steve, watch me kick these guys' ass.
But then she uses him as a launching board,
Mhm.
takes the treads off of the tank with her shield, and then Steve knocks over the other one and shoots it. And then he's walking over.
It's a big
You know
ass
what it
suit.
kind of looks like? The suit kind of looks like Pat's suit, the striped suit from Stargirl.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, look it up. Stars and Stripe
Yeah, you carry
from
on.
from the Stargirl TV show. It looks like Stripe. And then Bucky goes, hold on, you can't even drive a car as Steve gets out of there. So a dame and a flying Buick. Okay. He goes, let's hear it for Captain Carter. And they're all cheering. And she's like, save the cheers for the victory parade. We have a war to win. Next thing you know, we see it's, the montage, the bang, zap, pow. And Peggy's just beating the shit out of all these Hydra agents. And then General Dick, well, I'm very proud, Mr. President, especially me. I've always said Peggy's a real knockout.
Yeah, I'll take all the credit.
And
You dick.
And they named the Iron Man armor. They call it the Hydra Stomper. And she's watching Steve paint. And then his painting's just doodling on there. Like, someone cover his doodle.
This doodle's exposed to the world.
Someone at least cover his doodle. Okay, I'm gonna call this.
Okay.
I think Peggy, Captain Carter, was a better Captain America than Captain America.
For this run, yeah.
Yes. Because, I mean, look at how much more she did
Mhm.
and embraced it more than Steve did. Steve, Steve is Captain America. You can't take that from him.
Well, except in this episode, you can.
Except in
because
this,
he
you
got shot, yeah.
can. They took it. But you know what I mean, though? Like,
Yeah.
just from the get-go, she's doing all this amazing shit.
Mhm.
Just embracing it.
But it does
And I
show
was-
that he's still got that in him. He needed a little help.
A little oomph. He needed a
Little oomph.
machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was a better Captain America, Captain Carter.
Yeah.
I really do. Steve just had more time to be Captain America.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah. And then
Hello from Brooklyn. That's what he wrote on there.
that's awesome.
And then she piggybacks. And
On Hydra Stomper.
Yep.
Okay, did you see the stripe armor yet?
I've tried to find it and I can't get it.
I'll find it, show it to you.
Okay.
Then this cool aerial scene where Peggy is just going plane to plane, jumping plane, just killing them.
Mm-hmm.
She knocks the propellers off one with her shield, and she's got the physics down.
Yep. Then she hops on her metal Falcor and takes off through the clouds.
Yeah.
Turn around.
No, don't
Look
do that.
at what you see.
Don't do that one.
Never ending story.
That's terrible. That's just,
La, la,
that's,
la.
that's just terrible.
Do you know the guy who sang that?
So Brian
band is-
Adams, he sings everything.
Yes, that's Lamal from Kajagoogoo.
Oh. So now we're in
And then we-
Hydra Head HQ.
Yep. And they're talking about how the true hero of Hydra will be summoned from beyond the stars and the Nazis are trying to shut him down.
Mhm.
Red Skull. And then he reveals
Ta-da!
ugly red face.
Yep.
The Third Reich will fall and Hydra will rise from its ashes.
Now,
And then
this is where I got confused. I didn't go back and research it. I probably should have. I thought he got Red Skull from being exposed to the Tesseract.
I don't remember. I need to look that up too.
How did Red Skull get the Red Skull? Okay, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Yeah, you do that. And now we see Steve and Peggy drinking, and she's like, I can't even get drunk. That's a throwback to Captain America. If you remember, Steve was drinking
Oh,
and
they had their own super soldier serum. That's what it was.
and it just fucked up his face.
Yeah.
And this is throwback to Captain America while they're drinking right here, because Peggy's like, I can't really even get drunk. It's
Mhm.
just like in Captain America when Steve's like, can't really get drunk. He's got that poison resistance.
He was sitting in the barracks, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Talking
Right
to
after,
Doc.
right after the drinking to the dog. And Peggy's just saying how much she loves being Captain Carter. She's like, I'm no longer screaming to be heard, to be seen in the room, because women weren't treated very nice. They're still not treated nice now in the workplace.
We would have had a Captain Carter back in the day.
That would be awesome. And now there's Steve's like, I'm that skinny kid from Brooklyn, just now in a big metal suit. Okay, you know what the animation kind of reminds me of? Bother. Steve lost my tail.
Lost my tail. I guess I'll go on and looking for it.
I lost the Tesseract.
I lost it again, Pooh.
Oh, bother.
I guess we'll go looking for the Nazis. Eeyore was basically a sad John Wayne.
Yours a sad John Wayne.
I guess we done lost my tail.
A partner.
Partner.
So what the animation style reminds me a lot of too, I mean, a more modern version of it, Dragon Slayer. The video game.
Okay. Yeah. I see it. I
That's
never
what it
played
kind
it,
of
but
reminds me
I've
of.
seen like gameplay of it.
Oh,
and
they're getting
remember-
ready to do a VR release of it.
Oh, you have fun with that one. I'll puke.
I could never play that damn game. I remember I used to lose so much because it cost 75 cents when all the
Mhm.
rest cost a quarter. And I don't know what I'm doing,
Where's Golden Axe?
but it's fine. Where's Golden Axe? Altered Beast.
Walter Beast, where are you?
I
TIE
love
Fighter?
Golden Axe.
TIE Fighter game? Vector
Yes.
graphics?
Yes. I
that
want
one,
that.
that one was badass. That was my favorite because you guys sit in the little cockpit
Yes.
and pew pew pew. Yeah.
You know they sell that now.
That
That one, I mean, you don't get the cockpit, but I think it's the One Up arcade has it.
oh, they have it in a 1-up?
Yeah.
I thought about getting a 1-up.
I'm thinking about getting one. I'm thinking I'm gonna get the X-Men versus Street Fighter one.
Well, you can
'Cause-
mod them too and throw a Pi in there and like a Raspberry Pi. Not
We'll
an actual
talk
Pi.
later. My buddy got a different one from Sam's, and
Yeah.
he modded it a little bit.
They
And
can't be
he's
too
got
hard
like
to mod.
500 games on him.
I still got things to get you that we'll talk about off.
Yes. All the dildos.
All the
Um,
doughs and the dills.
All the dills and the does. That's a pickle.
Mhm.
And she goes, she's hitting on him. She's like, "You're more than the suit, Steve. You're my hero." And she grabs his hand and he laughs at her. He's like, "That's right. They call me Big Steve."
Yeah. Love when you call me Big Steve.
And she's like, "You're my hero too." And then they go to kiss.
I think he's
And-
sitting in a booster seat so he can lean over.
They go to the bar. All right, ma'am, seat for two and a booster seat for the young man.
The young man? Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you like a Shirley Temple? All right.
His platform shoes are 8 feet tall.
Poor little fella.
He's
We're just
on
saying that because we're
stilts.
jealous because he's with Peggy and she's hot.
Oh, I would love to have been with Peggy. Peggy carries me into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's
Christopher.
go. It's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
if we're going to Disney, I'm like, Peggy, I don't want to walk anymore. Let me ride on your back.
Mm-hmm.
I would get a baby Bjorn for adults if Peggy was doing that.
Strapped to the front. Little.
Oh, I'd go do my lightsaber thing, which I'm going to go do in October, by the way. Build my lightsaber. And then Peggy'd be just carrying me around in the baby Bjorn. I'd just be waving my lightsaber. And the people go, "Mommy, what's that man doing?" They go, "Don't look."
Living his best life. All right.
God, that would be amazing.
That's what he's doing.
Do you think I should give Lily some super soldier serum?
I don't
Grow,
think you should tell her that you want to. Because
grow.
she can kick your ass now.
Yeah, she can.
You don't want that extra.
I don't want that extra burden right now.
Mm-mm. No. But go ahead and get the adult baby Bjorn anyway. And just like, hey, got an idea.
We'll put EGTN on it
Yeah. Write it off.
right off. Howard pops up and Hydra blocks Steve.
Yeah. Good job, Stark.
Start. And he's like, no, you continue. I'll just pretend I'm not here. I like to watch. And he's outside the window and does the typical like old,
Like the Looney Tunes.
yeah, the Looney Tunes. Now we see the famous train scene.
Mhm.
Where, what do we know this train scene from?
Well, this is the one. This is when Bucky like disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
And then shows up 70 years later.
But this whole thing, this throws all this off.
Mm-hmm. We
Not-
see
They can
Go
do a
ahead.
little bit more because it's animated too, which is kind of cool. With some, I mean, yeah, special effects technology is awesome. There's still just stuff that you can do in animation that you're going to believe it more than if you did some CGI stuff to make it happen. So I'm
Right.
appreciating that a lot. Oh, yep. Bucky
Okay.
almost fell.
So, okay, there's two parts here. So we see Steve flying in the Hydra Stomper, stopping
Mm-hmm.
the train. What I loved about this, very reminiscent of Iron Man in any other movie
Yeah.
that Iron Man was in. If you looked, instead of like the high tech, with Jarvis or Friday in there, doing all the like fancy gears or the heads up displays and stuff.
Yeah.
You saw like an odometer on there.
Yeah, he's got
And, like,
gauges.
Yeah, Gage is on there, and then he goes to stop it. Peggy and what did they call him? Did they ever get a name? They're not the Carter's Commandos, maybe.
I think they're just sticking with Howling Commando.
Okay, we'll just call them the Howling Commandos. they're ziplining down on the train just like in the movie. Bucky slips and falls, and she grabs him and then throws him back on the train with one arm.
Yeah.
And Kyle, how is this line funny? What Bucky says?
Oh, I didn't even catch this the first
You didn't
time I
catch
watched.
this?
No.
I
How'd
was
I miss it?
dying when I saw this.
Yeah, he's like, "Whew, thanks. You almost ripped my arm off."
Why is that funny, Kyle?
Because he doesn't have an arm. He's missing an arm.
It was ripped off.
It was ripped off, but now he's got both of his arms.
Mangled arms are funny.
Mhm.
So, I just thought that was a clever throwback.
Yep, and it was the same arm.
It's like, Rogers, what's your status? Where's the Red Skull? He's like, I'll take a closer look. And she's like, don't forget to knock. Don't forget to wipe your feet.
Hydra Stomper calling.
Steve walks into the train and he's like, Peggy, get out. And boom, that front compartment is full of dynamite. It explodes. They all jump from the train. Of course, Peggy's okay, but they're okay going from a fully moving train.
Well, they're trained command. I don't know.
I don't know either. That is one part that did kind of bug me.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they fell into the snow to cushion it. They fell on the tracks.
Yeah, the metal and wood tracks.
I'm sure that felt good.
Probably better
And
than
then-
getting exploded to death.
That's true too. Like Steve.
Yeah.
Because then Steve's gone.
Mhm.
There's an avalanche. They pull Peggy out of there, or Captain Carter.
Uh-huh.
You hear her yelling for Steve, and she's depressed now. And we see General Dick and Howard arguing about the Tesseract.
And the Hydra Stomper saying
And
it's
the
supposed to be
Hydra Stomper.
indestructible. And it's like, his name is Steve.
His name is Steve. We were going to go dancing.
Yeah.
And then as Peggy's leaving in anger, Steve goes, or General Dick, she should have never been in the field in the first place.
Whatever, Dick.
Oh, Dick.
I love this part, though.
I do too.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
after you.
No, well, she's interrogating, I forgot his name.
Armin Zolo.
Zola, yeah.
Zola.
He's like, she's pressing for information. He's like, I'll never tell you anything. And she's like, you told me everything. Just like the quick cut to it.
She goes, give me your lunch money. Okay, I'll tell you everything.
Uh-huh.
I need that for lunch later.
Don't be touching my bratwurst.
And he goes,
Oh.
Freiland, touch my bratwurst.
Fräulein, please
It's-
touch into the bratwurst.
It smells like sauerkraut.
And
I've
she's
been in this-
it's a little
I've been
Vienna
in the
sausage.
cell for a while.
Looking at his little Vienna sausage.
Look at my Vienna sausage, Fraulein. And then we see Red Skull believes he can unleash an interdimensional force that will lead to Hydra to world domination. And if that fails, world annihilation.
Mhm.
And then Bucky with his one-liners talk about being a few sardines short of a can.
What's the name of the castle? I didn't remember that from before,
I didn't either.
but you can see it here. They talk about it. Castle,
The Kraken.
the Kraken. Kraken.
The Kraken.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Which ironically, there is a Hydra character. One of the Supreme Commanders of Hydra is named the Kraken.
Ah, does he get unleashed?
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's what Steve was trying to do.
Unleash the Kraken.
Unleash the Kraken. And Peggy's like, makes an impassionate speech. We got to try. We got to go take this down. It's for Steve. And they'll go, yep, let's do it. For Rogers. For Steve. And Howard goes, I'm not a, and he does a little punching motion. And Peggy goes, come on, Howard, we might need someone to push a button.
There's something that happened later based off that line that I cracked up at that I don't know if was even intentionally to be funny or not. But they get to the castle, and they're breaking in. Peggy's kicking ass, like all the ass. Not being very covert. And then she pushes the button. Like she did the thing that Howard was supposed to do.
Howard, that was supposed to be my job.
Yeah.
But
I like all the bullet time stuff that they kind of throw in here and there, the slow motion.
It's really cool.
Explosions. A good ass kicking montage. Oh, excuse me.
It's time for a montage.
There's a lot of montages in this episode too.
There's a lot of montage.
So
Go ahead.
they
You do the part.
they kick ass. They get into the castle. They decide to split up. You go high, you go low. We'll meet in the middle. Peggy's like, Howard, you're with me. And so then we see Red Skull with Tesseract about to, activate. It's just like, from the movie. They have their contraption that they throw together. Lots of knobs and whistles and things.
And he actually is successful here.
It is successful. Opens the portal. He gives this little shitty Red Skull grin. We see the commandos that went to the lower half. They're looking for Steve. They bust the door open and they see Hydra Stomper and this very what would that be? Is that Da Vinci or Michelangelo that drew the?
Wasn't that Da Vinci?
I think so. Something Adam. Anyway, I'm not awake enough to remember all my stuff from then. But yeah, they find the Hydra Stomper. And so scene's cutting back and forth. We're back to Red Skull and we see these creepy tentacles coming out of the portal.
Cthulhu-like.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, the champion of Hydra has risen. So Red Skull's happy. He's like, bloody hell. And so there's like just these writhing tentacles emerging. I like this part from the portal. And Red Skull's like, you're too late. We've summoned the champion of Hydra.
Yeah. And then it squeezes him.
And he's dead.
And that's the end of Red Skull.
So that was different. It's like, hey, hey, mommy, can we get a new dog? And then the dog bites you.
Yeah.
I don't want the new dog anymore. Well, too late.
When they were using...
You've unleashed the demon from the portal of hell, and now you have to deal with it.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And then they find the Hydra Stomper. That's what's actually powering the portal.
Yep.
And they see Steve on the ground just crying, and I would say naked, but he wasn't naked, but that would complete the scene.
Oh, just in the fetal position.
He's like, I was going to get something. And Howard started watching.
Yeah. Like when he gets free from the contraption, he just face plants.
And Bucky, are you all right? He's like, yeah.
I'm good. And he launches himself up through the ceiling because, Bucky does. Oh, yeah, she's up there.
What you do.
Go up there. So these tentacles are still kicking a lot of ass. Peggy saves Howard again. He's like, if I can get the controls, which are, of course, across the room. And I like how Peggy describes what he's about to do. You mean transpose the polarity and reverse the what? The something? It was fast.
And it's like, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the genius here.
I press buttons.
Mm-hmm. I love this addition that happens. So Peggy's fighting the monster. The tentacle slams her against the wall, and she finds a sword that's up there for decoration. So now she has a sword and a shield. Sword and shield.
Sword and shield.
Sword and shield. Shield and sword.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now you get it.
Oh.
The moment that it hit him. That is so.
Oh. I'm with you.
Yeah, you following? Just a little nod there.
Because Peggy was the creator of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm. Who created Sword?
S-words.
S-words. So she's
I
got
don't
her
think we
shield.
ever found that out.
Shield and her S-word.
S-words. I'll take S-words for 300.
Mm-hmm. And so the Howling Commandos, they show back up. They start attacking the tentacle monster. They shoot it, and you see its maw come out, and it's letting out this horrible screech that's bothering everybody tremendously, except for Steve and Peggy. And then it bursts through the castle. I think she mentioned somewhere at this rate, it'll take over Europe in a matter of a very short time.
Yep.
Like the way it's growing and spreading. So what is this thing though? We haven't.
It's interdimensional. They call it the Kraken. I think it's like a Cthulhu-like thing.
Yeah.
or space octopus
Yeah, Space-topus.
for space hibachi.
Ah.
Ah, yes,
That'd be
space
tasty.
hibachi.
And see, here's the thing. They really screwed up something here.
What?
They could have taken care of. Because this grows at this ever expanding rate and blah blah blah. Like
Right.
if it was edible, they
Mhm.
just destroyed the solution to ending world hunger. Sons of bitches.
They're like, hey, Cthulhu, we need a tentacle. Thanks.
Yeah, throw us one, buddy. Yeah. Calamari for everybody.
Calamari again.
Cthulhu-mari.
Cthulhu-mari. And we're out of marinara.
Aww.
So this
Well,
is a really cool part
yeah.
where to save everyone. So this thing was about to just take over everything. Steve goes back in and Bucky's like, go get him, Steve. And Howard's yelling, I can't close it. And Peggy's like, I'll push him back. So she goes and physically pushes this giant tentacle monster back.
Mhm.
And Steve comes in, lights some calamari on fire, then runs out of energy.
And he spent.
And he spit and he crawls out and he's like, Peggy, no. She goes, you owe me a dance. And she goes, yes, Saturday night. Kyle, what's that from?
That was from whenever he was going down in the plane.
Yep.
When he had the Tesseract and he was going to crash. Pretty much.
I do like
Line
the
for line.
parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the parallel. Peggy pushes the tentacle monster back and disappears in the portal.
And then
And
the explosion. Yep. More explosions. Howard's fine. Steve's mentally sad.
He is
Aw,
sad.
Look how
Steve.
sad he is.
Oh, there's no sad Bucky in this universe.
Oh, there's not. There's only sad Steve.
Sad Steve. Sad baby gap Steve.
Oh. So
And-
yeah, it breaks down just realizing that, Peggy's gone. She got sucked into the portal.
Poor Steve.
Yeah, poor Steve.
He's like, I've lost out on becoming big. Didn't get my wiener touched.
Don't get to go dancing.
My suit of armor's broken.
That's the other side of the Stargate. We see tentacle pieces go flying. Peggy comes out, sword and shield in hand, in a very superhero pose, looking around. And we see
Nick Fury.
and Hawkeye. Nice.
Yeah. It's like, she's like, where's Hydra? And Fury's like, the war ended almost 70 years ago.
She asked where's Steve Rogers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing she asked for, I think. But this is something that bothered me, like how she immediately accepted, like, yep, I'm 70 years in the future.
Yep.
All
And she's
right.
like, we won the war. Well, I think the difference is, though, too, Steve was the soldier. She was an agent, used to espionage and all that
Mhm.
weird crap.
Yeah.
Like before, not this espionage is weird crap, but you know what I mean.
It's kind of weird.
She accepts it, and then that one choice, and they gave the multiverse a new hero. It's the Watcher. As for me, these are my stories. I observe all that transpires here, but I cannot, and will not interfere. And then, it's zooming out to this
It's cool
universe.
right here. It's pulling out, and you see the nebula. Oh, let me go back a little bit. Go back to the planet. Okay, there's Peggy. She realizes, yeah, she's in the future because you see like the world's lit up a little bit more.
Yep, because you can see it from space.
And I like that it's pulling out and showing like, okay, here's the galaxy, and we're gonna go back a little bit more. When is it? Right here. So you get the nebula, and I thought this was just really cool looking because it's
that is cool.
super colorful. And
Looks like the Quantumverse.
yeah, and I think if you look like right here, I'm like moving my mouse like you can actually see. There's like a couple.
You
little,
pulled a Chris.
yeah, I know. And there's like a couple. It's like there's a couple circles that almost look like eyes, and I think if you look close enough, you'll see like that's actually Mephisto right there.
Ah, God bless it. I'm really concentrating too. I'm going. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, Mephisto right there. So Mephisto confirmed in the multiverse.
God bless it.
I don't know why when I see the outline of the Watcher,
Mhm.
So you see these eyes, and it's like this celestial outline, and you can tell, like, there's a cowl and stuff there. Out every time I see him pop up, I think of Deadpool for some reason. I think it's the eyes.
Yeah, it's the eyes.
Yeah,
I can see that.
he's got Deadpool eyes. That would be the ultimate twist at the end of it.
His eye. He's got dead eyes.
Is like to get all the way to the final episode, and the watcher's like, "Hey, chimichangas for everybody."
Chimichangas. Have a burrito. But this is a cool scene. It's like this. I took a picture of this so we can make sure that we meme this for Chof.
Yeah.
Chof, we're watching. We know what you do at night.
Oh yeah, we know.
Mostly drink beer and then
We
take a
don't
nap
want to
till
know,
like
buddy, but we
9.
know. We know.
Chof's Beer Hall. Okay, we give Chof a lot of shit. He's a great friend of the show. Great friend of Kyle and ours.
Yep.
If you all didn't know, we gave him his own little section, Chof's Beer Hall. Go check it out. He and B-Rob are in some sort of literally a pissing competition, because once you open those gates, you start peeing a lot.
Yeah, it's full of alcohol and sadness.
It is. It is in regret.
In regret, all the regret.
All the regret. But if you all have anything you want to, that you're drinking, post it. That's what it's there for. It's not just for Chof.
Yeah.
It's just clever because it's Chof's Beer Hall. It gives him an outlet.
Yeah, because he was posting beer everywhere else anyway, so we needed to give him a little direction.
We did.
Like, here you go, buddy.
But I did enjoy this episode. Like I said, I enjoyed 2 a lot more, but I did like this one.
Yeah, I like this
It's
one
just
quite a
fun.
bit.
It's just fun.
It's like I said, it's fun to see the what if of it all, because this is not. I mean, it's similar to the when we do the nerd room stuff of that type of conversation. It's
right.
This is the type of conversation that you'd have. Well, what if this happened to Captain America instead of this, or what if Wolverine had foam instead of adamantium fingers, or if Spider-Man shot silly string instead. Like, you have those silly conversations with your friends, but these are like focused and serious. And
It's
good.
just fun. It's just a lot of fun.
I enjoy the shit out of it.
So with that has been episode 1, first Nerkie of this.
We
We'll
do
be
the
back
whole
for the next
series.
one. Oh, we do need, by the time this airs, we'll already be well into the season. But
Yeah.
I want to encourage everyone, we do need some more people. Kyle and I will be playing, even though we don't know what the fuck we're doing. And we will lose. Kyle will know what he's doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. For the first EGTN Fantasy Football League run by Mr. Justin.
Thanks, Justin, for doing that. He's our commissioner.
We need some more people to join. Even if you don't know what you're doing, just join it. It's fun. It doesn't cost anything to join.
Couple slots open still.
Yeah, we actually need some more people to join to be able to have this.
Okay.
Lily said she'd play, so you need to recruit too.
I can do that.
Mr. Alex, if you're listening, which I know you do, we need you in here. So I want to see that. I want to see this thing successful.
Yeah, I think.
We're growing by leaps and bounds in this podcast. Thank you. Without you all, this wouldn't be possible. We had an amazing interview with Erica Clash, and Erica wants to do a couple more episodes with us. By the time you're listening to this, we did our 50th episode with Sushi.
Yep. With Sushi Fish Ninja. A fun episode. Great guest.
And Sushi said he wanted to do it again.
So we'll have him back on. We've got a few more in the wings. We'll get.
We're going to plan something special for the month of October.
It's Spooky Saturday all month.
It is. It really is. We're going to plan some really fun episodes for that month. Yeah, they're all going to be, spooky based episodes. We have one that I really want to get going is women in gaming. I kind of want to make that a series.
Yeah.
And I know that I want to have friend of the podcast, Lydia from that, Morgan.
She was interested.
Yeah, she was interested, and they're both great gamers. They could kill us in a heartbeat. And we just got a bunch of stuff. Oh, I really want to do the Funko episode, and we'd have to get B-Rob on that, and Steven, who's also a friend of the episode, from Steven and Lydia of the Stevia Show. Kyle will be taking the lead on that one. I've got a couple Funkos, but I don't know shit about them.
I'm slowly rebuilding my collection. There's an incident. We got more now. We're getting there.
But with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. Wherever you guys are, have a good night, evening, morning, whatever it is, and be good to each other.
See ya.
See ya.
Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word. MCs shied away from